Hi guys, it's Mary, Queen MLV. Talk to me Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, and I have the most exciting thing to show you. First, let's start with the TTMT 2020 Friendship Swap. I have been trying since Saturday to get mine in the mail. I have 3 things I need to get in the mail this week, and so my favorite post office is not the one closest to me, so I drove to that one Saturday after they closed, and I went to, what I do is I use Pirate Ship because it's cheaper, but I go to the post office and I measure it while I'm there, but I can measure my box anywhere, and then I weigh it and I confirm what they would charge me, and then I come home and I put that data into my Pirate Ship and confirm that it's cheaper to use Pirate Ship, and I put the label on it. Well, I get there and their self-serve scale is out of order. So I stopped on my way home at the post office closest to me. Theirs was out of order too. So I'm going to go back today and see if they can give me an accurate weight. If not, I'm going to use my bathroom scale and I'm going to get these things in the mail today. Anyway, so my swap partner is probably going to be the last one to get the swap, and I apologize for that, but I really tried to get it in the mail on Saturday. But I did get my swap on Saturday or Sunday, and it's from Rainy. Rainy, I love you. You guys are not going to believe what she made me. First off, I knew I was in good shape when I saw the envelope. She has it all decorated on both sides. I won't show you the other side. It's got our addresses on it, and it's all colorful and everything. So cute. Then there's this card. She gives me this card, and it's got a beautiful message inside, and she explains that her theme is the 90s and Toy Story. Because what says friendship better than the 90s and Toy Story? So first off, she sends me an extra gift. This is not it. This is the packaging. How cute is that? But she bought me a gift. It's bigger than a bookmark, and I forgive you, Rainy. I really want one of these. Look, it's one of these bags with pockets on the side, and of course, says Talk to Me Tuesday. Isn't that the sweetest? Wait till you see what she made. This is the back. See my little label? Sleeve. A gal sleeve. Two of these. I can make 2 things. The front, it's loose leaf paper, no paper. And it's got very faint little holes on the paper that you probably can't see, but she stitched these lines on there, red and blue. This border is adorable. Look at the Toy Story things and all these quotes that she embroidered on there by hand. Look at all this. That is all handwork. Isn't that amazing? I am so, so, so thankful, lady. I just love this. 2 quick things on what I've been working on. One is I may have shown you guys this, or may just have told you about it because it was kind of a surprise. I did finish a baby quilt that I'm going to hopefully get on my machine, hopefully tonight, to quilt. There's no rush on it because it's a grandbaby who's already been born and lives in another state. But my friend here is her first grandchild. So I've been not talking about this because it was a surprise, but if she sees it, she won't know it's for her. Anyway, the fabric is called What Shall I Wear Today? And it's got couples, and they're mice and raccoons, and they're all dressed up in like paper dolls. And then there's the coordinating fabric, and bunnies and foxes, and let's see what else. There's some owls and bears and mice and squirrels, and each couple is on here twice. There's the husband and wife, and then the other one will be the wife and the husband in different outfits. It's so adorable. And so I did the simplest thing. I don't know if you've worked with panels. If you've worked with panels, you know two things. Panels are not square, and even the squares within the panels are not square, and they are not, by any stretch of the imagination, anywhere close to an even size. So each of these squares ended up unfinished 9¼ inches. I can work with that. But all I did was I took each of the panel squares, and this fabric is so stringy. I've been pulling strings off of it all morning. I took each square, put a border on it to match the 9¼ inch thing. So it's the easiest pattern in the world. And I want to put, I had so many plans for the long arming of it, and I decided just to go with an edge to edge. But I've got it's got oak trees in it, oak leaves in it, pine trees in it, acorns in it, flowers, and so I went with a simple flower and leaf edge to edge that's going to match pretty well. So it's big. It'll grow with the child. So I am pretty excited to get that finished. It's been my in-between project for a couple months. And then I did start a new Magnolia one. The Magnolia is, I'm sorry, my arm hurts because I had blood work done this morning. It only hurts when it doesn't hurt because it hurts. It hurts because when I bend it, the tape hurts. Magnolia, Louisiana state flower. And I live in a neighborhood where there are lots of magnolia trees. They're all over the state, basically. The magnolia tree that was in the yard in the house that I grew up in is still there. It was probably 30 feet tall when I was a child, and it's about 50 feet tall now and showing its age. The house I live in now has a magnolia in the yard. They're just all the way through this neighborhood, and they are mostly getting very old. The one I have here is probably, I can see it, it's probably 30 feet tall. It's a little bit younger. I don't know if they stop growing, but they get big. Anyway, these are again panels. There's several of the magnolias. I know there are at least 5. I haven't really counted to see how many different designs of the magnolias, but at least 5. And half of them are on a black background, and half of them are on a white background. And so, again, odd shape, not enough room between them to not have part of this frame in the seam, and not enough space around them to cut that completely off. So it's an odd thing, but anyway, I'm doing these on point, and in simple design, again, just a basic black between, and then I've got this matching white magnolia to do borders. So it's going to be a full-size quilt when it's finished. I do just really, really love that fabric. So I'm happy about that. And that's what I've been working on. I'm really, really, really trying to get my daughter's Hugs quilt off of my long arm. It's been on there for about 3 months. And, well, since a couple days after the Hugs design was released by Jennifer Rowe. Did you ever have a quilt where, this was my mistake, this is a 5-patch, and so I decided to do it in graffiti quilting, which is what I call putting a different design on each piece of fabric. And so it's a 5-patch, and not counting the center hooks, which I designed a digital design to put on there, and that sewed out in minutes and smoothly, and I was really happy with it. But the rest of it, I think there are 280 different fabric patches, and so I'm doing 280, not all different, but 280 designs stitched onto that, and not counting the sashing. So I'm just beyond bored with it. I feel like every time I go, I've lost, my Molly doesn't live with me. Every time I go to her house to quilt, it feels like I have more left to do than when I left the time before. And so I've had software problems trying a beta version of Pro Stitcher Premium, and that wasn't working, so I went back to the old version, and then they released a new beta version, which I just tried out Sunday for the first time. It seems better, but it's like these are all 4-inch squares, 8-inch squares, and 4x8-inch rectangles, and it seems like you could stitch this out, go to the next one, and get the dang thing done. And I swear I will sit there for hours and quilt 20 of these, maybe, or 30 of them. And I decide, oh, I've just got one more row to go. And I come back the next day and I have 5 more rows to do out of 6. And I'm finally on my last row. I had to, fortunately, when I loaded it on the end of my machine. So I've got space on the side. I had to make a deal with myself because I wanted to take it off the machine, which I would rather not do. I decided rather than take it off and put my swap piece on there, I would put the swap piece on the side and made a deal with myself that I would do like 3 pieces of this and then get back to the hugs and do one of those, kind of bribing myself to get this thing moving along. And so I did my swap design on the side of one I had been working on for 3 months. That's how bad it is. And I really like how it's turning out. It's a beautiful quilt, but I'm hating the quilting of it. And, it's not that it's too many designs. I have hundreds of designs. So picking a new design and deciding that I'm only going to put one of these, and I'm hiding cats in there for her, and I'm, designing that. That's not the problem. It's just I stitch and I stitch and I stitch and I stitch, and I'm not making any progress. So I'm at a point where I also wanted to do this beautiful, the sashing is 2 inches. I wanted to do a beautiful ribbon candy all over it. And now I'm just thinking, God, what is the fastest, easiest way to sash this? Because I could get deep into ribbon candy and find out I had 6 more days of quilting to get the sashing done. I am seriously thinking of taking it off and doing the sashing later, but she did buy me 5 weeks. My daughter is in Chicago for 5 weeks at a boot camp, and that she started yesterday that she doesn't want it until she gets back home from Chicago. So that bought me 5 more weeks, but I'm afraid if I take it off, I won't put it back on. So I'm really looking at a simpler, faster sashing that I could just zip through and get this dang thing off of there. It's going to take me hours and hours to bind it, which I don't mind doing while watching TV at night or something. So I could do that this week and next week watching the national conventions, but I just dread going over there. But now that I've got my what shall I wear today, I actually had another challenge I was going to do on the long arm, which has started and ended without me because of this project, and I would not do it like this again. I probably would still do a custom, but certainly not like this. bad decision. It's going to be a beautiful quilt. So anyway, that's what I'm up to, just trying to get through that. I did have to go have blood work done this morning. They took 8 vials of blood. The girl drawing the blood seemed freaked out by that. She was wondering if I was going to be able to walk out. I'm like, it's okay, let's just do it. It'll be okay. So they're looking for all kinds of things, and that's good. I'm happy that we're gonna do all this. We're gonna do an antibody test for COVID, and so anyway, I'm gonna hopefully get some answers from this. So I was okay with the 8 vials, and I've given blood and donated blood and given blood for testing many times in my life, and never had a problem with it. And this morning, for the very first time, she put the needle in, and it was a good puncture. It didn't hurt. It was a good, clean puncture straight into the vein, but it's like I don't know if she, every now, I don't want to get too gross on you, but every now and then you feel like they punctured the other side of the vein and went a little too deep or something. I feel like it went in and it was fine, and it was in the vein, and then she, like, did something with the suction on the tube, and all of a sudden, shoot, and a horrible pain in my thumb. She hit a nerve. And I flinched, and she said, what? Because it was too late to flinch from the puncture. And I said, my thumb really hurts. And she goes, I'm sorry, and I'm like, it really hurts. So I had to sit there and kind of like go like that for 8 vials of blood, till she could pull it out. And she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm usually gentle. I'm like, no, it was a good puncture, you just hit a nerve. But that was a first for me, and it still really is numb and tingly right here. So don't know. Hopefully that's a very temporary thing. But anyway, that was a new thing on the blood puncture. So I'll have results for that in a couple days, and 5 days on the antibodies, and that's what I have been up to. And I notice on my screen that I look as tired as I feel, and that's unfortunate for you guys. Sorry. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I also apologize to my swap partner because I'm getting this swap out to you on the very last day. And again, Rainey, you are the best. Thanks. Bye.